Call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, we had the minutes sent out to us by Sally ahead of time. I'd look for a motion to approve.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the last meeting's minutes. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Approval of the agenda. Does anyone have anything to add?
No.
Okay, we look for a motion to approve, or did,
No, I'll
okay,
motion to approve the agenda the way it is.
okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Olson to approve the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Is there any public comment this morning? I don't believe so. Okay. Okay, nothing there. Then we'll we have the emergency manager we're a little bit early, and there she is. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Commission. I hope everyone had a chance to read the ginormous document that I sent you the other day. We did get notification that the multi-hazard mitigation plan has now been accepted by FEMA. So, yay.
Yeah.
It's been a long process this time around. So I'm just coming to you for the formal adoption of the multi-hazard mitigation plan for Dunn County. And then I'll be also going to all the communities in Dunn County as well to get their formal adoption as well.
Is this a 5-year plan?
Yes, 5-year plan.
I'll move to adopt the multi-hazard mitigation plan as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to adopt the multi-hazard mitigation plan as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
squeezing me in early. My schedule is a little crazy this
Okay.
month.
All right, see ya.
I will have you sign this right away, Tracy. Sure. And Sally. Yeah, definitely. Text message from me.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay. We'll continue on with the engineers' reports. And Carl.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
Just a few brief updates today. 92nd Avenue is on hold due to budget and some landowner issues, so we'll revisit those discussions and potential advertising for that project in the future. 12th Street, also on hold. The 404 permit is secured. Easement agreements are in place. The project is ready to bid, but we'll hold off until we get word that the budget allows for that project to be bid. 16th Street, plans are basically semi-final. Working with the landowners to finalize the easement agreements and obtain signatures. Hoping to have all those wrapped up in the next few weeks, and then we can get that one advertised for bid. 20th Street, not a whole lot of change there. Still working on the permitting and the right-of-way issues. 86th and 9th, just looking through some of the cultural environmental impacts there. Haven't worked on that one a lot recently. 98th Avenue, working on permitting and final design. The more recent design projects, we've been spending a good amount of time on the grading design for those projects. We do have preliminary grading plans for all of those. We did receive some of the cultural and wetland reports, but we're still waiting on all those before we can work through our mitigation plans to avoid those. So, any questions on any of the projects?
Questions?
All right,
Thank you,
thank you.
Carl.
Commissioners,
Morning, Darren.
got some brief updates for you all as well. So on 119th, not much change there. We're still working through final quantities with CSI. Madam Chairman, how's the project seem so far? So good? Okay, so we'll work through those. We still have retainage on that project too. Probably wouldn't hurt to take a final drive through it too, just to make sure before we close out and release retainage. 99th Avenue Southwest, we continue working with Martin on some punch list items and some final quantities. I think they had ground up some stumps that the fencer had left last week, and I know Commissioner Heiser and Superintendent Gary were out there picking up some stuff yesterday too. Looks like they need to modify an approach as far as the grade on it. We finally heard back from one of the landowners that you guys have been dealing with on the bridge issue. And so there's a couple items left that they have to do. We still have retainage on that, but once finished with their punch list items, we can hold the final inspection and then release the retainage and close out that contract. Probably the biggest thing is Manning. Justin with JK Excavating. We now have a pre-construction meeting set up for June 4th, 2026 at the Manning Courthouse at 10 a.m. Mountain. Justin is still finishing up some of his other small contracts he has going on, but he does plan on hitting Manning in early June. Pipe, he's going to have pipe delivered that first week of June sometime, and he's been coordinating with Superintendent Carey on that as far as I think they're putting it in a yard and fencing it off. Sound right, Mike? Yep. Yep, okay, so, and that's it on that for 2025 projects, the 7th Street Southwest, 101st and 97th. I believe the landowner issue has been resolved and easement is in the mail. Does that sound correct, Commissioner Heiser?
Hopefully. I don't know
Okay.
if it's, Charlie, did you get it?
Haven't gotten anything yet.
I think it's held up on the mail somewhere.
I have been texting him this morning, so he's been responding. I hadn't heard him for a while. I think he was kind of holding off until that was resolved, but from what I understand, it's just a matter of mail
We're
service.
just waiting for the mail.
Yep. The second part of 7th Street, we're still currently collecting right-of-way. Everything is going well. I haven't had any issues. We've got, I think there's one landowner out there that's got some legal proceedings going on that he wants to wait, but he hasn't said that he has all intentions to sign, but those issues should hopefully be resolved in early June. 3rd Street, we've been putting that on the back burner as the commission's decided to shift that one for 2027. And then for 2026 projects, we still have that one landowner that's been non-responsive, and we've kind of been tabling that one for a little while until Mike and I go out there. She's already got a pipe that's installed out there that goes past the right-of-way, so the 33-foot. So I'm not sure exactly what we'll do there too if we want to replace that, but she's already granted work done outside of what the existing right-of-way is. That's all I have for you all.
Darren, I'd like to comment on 99th. I know they fixed some soft spots out there, and I know Mike got some complaints about pit run, so Mike put a call when I was with him yesterday, and he never returned the call. So I called him last night, and he got a little grumpy with me about it, but somebody needs to pick up, they put pit run on top of the county road, and so that needs to be addressed. If you're going to go out there, I told him just take a pickup and pick them up. I mean, traffic is driving on pit run, and so.
I'll check it out there. I was going to meet with Kevin out there today too.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, Mike and I went through yesterday, and Kevin's been pretty upset it hasn't been picked up, so I told Mike, I said, let's pick it up. His pickup box was plumb full.
Yep,
of
I saw.
garbage, so. Hopefully we can get it squared away.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Anything
Thank you,
further?
Darren.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning,
Come on,
James.
James.
Real brief today. So we're still putting the finishing touches on those documents for 82nd North segment. Then we'll reach out to Superintendent Carey for getting a room and review all those documents, easement acquisition, the cost estimate, and the plans.
Nothing else for James?
All right, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you.
What happened to the south segment?
Morning, Riley.
Morning. Just a few updates for you. I guess first, the construction projects. We have 3 estimates for you to review today. First being 3T Avenue Southwest. That was a project that was completed last year. They finally completed the punch list items and project is complete and good to go. We are recommending pay estimate number 7 in the amount of $20,910.58.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to pay estimate number 7 in the amount of $20,910.58 for the 3T project.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to pay estimate number 10 in the amount of $20,910.58. That's the 3T project.
That's Wynn Construction.
Martin.
Martin Construction.
Martin was prime.
Any further discussion? We'll roll call.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, the motion carries.
Next project would be the 10th Street Northwest, 113th Avenue Northwest, and 7th Street Northwest. That's the grading and gravel phase. Bronco Brothers is making good progress up there. We've had some holdups with the heavy winds and now the rain this week that the cement is going a little bit slower than anticipated. But we are recommending pay estimate number 10 in the amount of $987,437.73 to Bronco Brothers Incorporated.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to pay estimate number 10 to Bronco Brothers Incorporated for $987,437.73.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to pay Bronco Brothers pay estimate number 10. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, the motion carries.
Next project is 103rd Avenue. Schwartz has made really good progress out there. That one could be wrapping up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think. We do have pay estimate number 3 to submit. That is $367,561.07 to Schwartz Construction.
Madam Chair, make a motion made Ed H. Schwartz Construction, estimate number 3 in the amount of $367,561.07.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Heiser, excuse me, second by Commissioner Kleeman to pay estimate number 3 to Schwartz Construction on the 103rd Avenue project. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries.
And then a couple things on the 2 projects we bid at the last meeting. That's at Spring Creek Road, that box culvert, and then that 11th Street. Trotter's Construction got the award on those. We sent the notice award out to them. Haven't heard back on what kind of schedule time frame yet. But I also have contracts with me today, and so I'm hoping at break I can catch you and get those signed so we can get those over to them. Design projects, Jeremy's out this morning actually working on easements, so that's why you're stuck with me. So we're still chugging along on those, but that's all the updates I had for you. You have any questions for us?
Any questions? Thank you, Riley.
Thanks.
Okay. Mike?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Mike.
Didn't have any utility permits this meeting again. Just the trucks are out, they're hauling. They're over on 93rd and over in your area, Dave. Been making good progress with that. Got a culvert crew. They're over in your area again, Dave. They're over on, yesterday they were on 24th Street off of Highway 8.
Okay.
There was that old bridge over there that needed to be replaced. They got that replaced. They finished that up yesterday. And I do believe they're over on Casey Germanson's Road, replacing a pipe there that's been many, many years. It's been according to them, needed to be replaced, so we're gonna get on that.
Okay.
Blades are bleeding in various areas right now, being we got rain. Thank God.
Yeah.
At least we can use water trucks now. The Meg crew, they're over on Federal Aid Road Street. Try some of the base bind on that. It's like a base one. Not a dust suppressant. I'm gonna try it because I like the mag, but it's a double-edged. Lengths with muddy roads and this. They'll be up in that area, east to west. About it.
No, I want to thank you for how you're getting after these roads and stuff, and that young crew you got out there and the mag crew putting that mag, and anybody that's opportunity to go see them two young gentlemen, put that mag down and where they're working, and it's in driving some of them roads that it's been done. I think he's onto something, and we're putting the base bind to hold it, but yet not get that slime on top. So,
Mike, excuse me, just because I don't know, how is the base bind applied?
It's the same way that
Meg?
we put the meg.
Okay.
It's the same. Oh, sorry. It's the same process, but only we put it down ourselves.
Yeah.
So we save the application truck. And it's about the same price as mag, so it's kind of a win-win. We tried it on 97th Avenue out towards Beaners last year, and the road held up great. So I thought I'd try a little bit more on it, and before we go all the way in, I want to make sure that it's the right move.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
All right. So on unfinished business, the Rodeo Ridge street paving, as long as we're talking roads, take that up. And Al, I believe you added that to the agenda?
I did. We talked at the last meeting with the city about project. This is just for discussion. I feel that if the county would help out on a project, it would be just for the road only, not the curb and the gutter and the sidewalk. That's a big portion, and Kinsey, their engineer, actually, we got some paperwork here. This is just an estimate until their bids come in. We won't know what the final number is, but about 1.7 million, and be 50% of that what the county would participate in, that only. And then, if we're going to do the shooting range, and I think our agreement with the city when we actually got that was kind of a 50-50, and if we're going to pave that street up there, we just as well, we got a paver moved in, or we just as well do that parking lot, because you're not going to get done any cheaper. So that's how I feel about it. It's just half of the cost of the street only.
Okay.
That's for discussion, and what the rest of the board feels about that.
Well, I think that's a reasonable way to look at this. We own half that shooting range, and so, and paying for the road part of it makes sense. I know last meeting we talked about just putting it into our budget for next year, but maybe so there's some certainty for the city. A motion to approve paying for half the road portion of this.
Because if we look at the original estimate, it was 3.4 million. So if we can cut that down to a little over 800,000 county share, so I think we're good neighbors with our other county, cities in the county, and I think this is a good, to keep that relationship. And like I said, the shooting range is half ours, so that's a given. So I'd make that motion to pay 50% of the street cost, and the estimate is 1.7. We won't know what that is until it is, but that'd be my motion to pay half of the street and then half of the shooting range pavement.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'd second that.
Okay. So motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to pay 1/2 the cost of the road and the shooting range parking lot, in the city of Killdeer. And this for next year's budget.
They thought they'd bid it late this fall, depending on contract availability. I mean, some of it could get done this year, but at least they'll know where we stand in this project. And just to clarify, the street only, no curb, no gutter, no sidewalk, no lights,
Okay.
just the road.
All right. Is there any further discussion? We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes, the motion carries. Thanks, Al. Okay, we're kind of moving along here. Gaming site authorization.
Okay, we have an annual gaming site authorization for the Killdeer Saddle Club. Beginning dates would be July 1st of 26, and it would end in June of 2027. I just need approval to sign that authorization.
I'll move to approve the gaming site authorization to the Killdeer Saddle Club.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Olson, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the gaming site authorization for the city of Killdeer. Killdeer Saddle Club, I'm sorry. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay. Tessie, are you ready to go?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I am here for two things. The first being the second reading of the inclement weather policy. We had the first reading at the last meeting.
I'll move to approve the second reading of the inclement weather policy.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Olson, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the second reading of the inclement weather policy. Any discussion?
I'd have some discussion. I think it's a little bit hard to understand. I know we talked about the DOT determines no travel advised. Dunn County as offices are closed until restrictions are lifted. And if the restrictions are lifted, employees have an hour and a half to get to work or take this or day for vacation. I mean, that way it's kind of understood. I mean, and then your regular pay, if you go to work, and notification should be sent out, like we talked at the last meeting, that it'd be sent out. The emergency manager, she's got the authorities, the means of sending that out to the employees.
Are you saying those are additions?
Yeah, I think this, if you go back and listen to the meeting, it was kind of vague and hard to understand how it really laid out, but I think this maybe it kind of clears it up a little bit.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chairman, okay, now, what are we adding to that?
We're just, we had talked that the DOT would determine when roads are closed and the courthouse would be closed.
Right.
But let's say at 10 o'clock, they take the lift restrictions off. So at that time, maybe an hour and a half to get to work. And, we discussed it yesterday. At what point do we say you don't have to come back to work? It's kind of.
Desi, do you have?
We did discuss that yesterday, and my thoughts and feelings on that, or my recommendation would be, you do have an hour and a half to get back to work. That seems reasonable. However, if you choose not to, because I mean, what if they lift it at 11 o'clock and you think, well, I just don't want to bother, you should have to use your leave time.
That's the way it is.
That stipulation is not in here. It just says, if DOT closes the roads, the buildings would be closed. So I believe Commissioner Heiser wants to add to that, should the roads reopen during the business day, our buildings would then open and our people would come to work. Is my understanding correct?
Right. I sometimes wonder if we shouldn't put this together before we make a motion, because it's kind of messy right now. Bring it back.
Well, that's, I guess, why we have a second reading, and we can.
Yeah.
So I guess I have a question, probably for Gary. You have the authority to issue a no travel advised. Is that right? Or not no roads closed or?
So I can put out a no travel advise. To close the roads is almost impossible, because then you gotta block every single entrance onto the highway system, which is impossible, so.
So when you put that no travel advised notice out, does it go right to DOT or not necessarily?
No, not necessarily. We will call DOT if it's bad. They rely a lot on their boots on the ground and their camera system. So if we're seeing something they're not, we will call them and advise them what the real-time road conditions are that we're seeing out on highways.
My concern is, you know, our local area, you know, and when you put out the no travel advise, I mean, maybe that should be considered in our policy also, as not just DOT. Because, you know, like you said, your boots on the ground right here, and you do notify DOT, but.
Yeah, and like I said, because they don't send their trucks out all night long. They're not working all night long where we are. So they might not have that real time, you know, confirmation on what the roads are really like. And they do monitor their cameras, but the cameras don't always show what's actually going on. We've had a lot of problems in the brakes where they're like, well, we don't know what the problem is. And I said, well, the problem is there's 20 trucks spun out on the hill and they can't get up, that's what the problem is. And they're like, well, it looks good on the cameras, but so that's not always the case. But yeah, we do have a better real time you know, understanding of what's going on here sometimes, or more so than they do.
So I guess I would recommend that we also include the DOT and the Dunn County Sheriff as if a no travel advise is issued by them.
Could I comment on one more thing on that? So is there a time, as long as you're discussing modifying it, is there a time when that's not going to apply, Al? Because you're going to allow for an hour and a half of travel and the roads don't get cleared till 2 in the afternoon, or are you going to make people come to work for a half hour?
I think that's where, yeah, that's a good point. I think at some point of the day, it should be just, you don't come. Like I said, I think we need to tune this a little bit more before we make a motion, because it's, like I said, it's kind of messy. I think the biggest thing is where I've got push from the public is how we operated before. You get paid, you get double time. I'm not in favor of that at all. If we could fine tune this thing somehow, I agree with the sheriff. You know, they're here. The DOT doesn't see it sometimes, but that's where the problem that I've got complaints about is how we pay double time. We pay, you don't have to get here because of the road. So that's my only concern.
Are you saying that we we shouldn't have double time?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just
No.
trying to understand it.
No.
Madam Chairman, I guess I got one thing on Gary's comment. And he knows as well, most of us do. Badlands, they get icy. There's no travel. And it might be plumb fine here or Halliday or something. So I think with that no travel advisory, the area should be specifically put out too, so that like those truckers don't barrel down into the hills and think everything's all right, because it's, been all right. We've dumped a lot of them down there because they come around them corners and there's ice. So,
Well, move to table, and we have a third reading, or table the second reading?
I'd rescind my motion for the second reading.
Okay.
For modifications, I guess. You got it.
Is that all right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not going to snow for probably another 6 months, so I think there's real no hurry to get this done until we get.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave rescinded the motion, and you're all right with that? Okay. Then I guess we need a motion to table the second reading till some modifications to the policy can be made.
And then it would go back to a first reading again anyway, right? You change
Does
it, you
it?
gotta go back to a first reading.
No, I don't think so.
It has not in the past.
No.
If it didn't pass the second reading and modifications were made, you still bring it to the second reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So motion to table.
okay. Is there a second?
second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to table the inclement weather policy till the next meeting. You okay with that? All right. Thanks, Desi.
Okay, I had one more thing. I believe Auditor Whittingham sent out a drafted communication memo to the board yesterday. Auditor Whittingham, Commissioner Olson, myself did meet with Matt Weatherly on Monday to get kind of the first steps going of our class and comp study. So what I would ask of the board today is an approval of that drafted memo so that we can get that communication out to employees.
Okay.
To tell you the truth, I don't know if I even seen it.
I read it yesterday. Yeah. Did you
Did
see
we
it?
print it?
Which I haven't seen that.
Oh, it was sent out.
I don't think, you guys looked at it and seen, I don't think.
Yeah, it was basically just an explanation of how
Yeah.
the process works, and there was a couple of meeting times on there for people to attend either virtual or live meetings out there.
And then there will be a recording to go out for anyone who could not make one of the live virtual meetings.
Yep. I read through it and I thought it looked
Yeah, I thought it was
very good, self-explanatory.
I'll move to approve the letter to be sent out to the employees for the classification study.
Okay, is there a second? I'll second the motion. Okay, any discussion? I'll give you a chance to read it.
I do have one thing on this. I gotta take it back. I did see this. Second page. There is no place in there where, like, after that the commissioners get a chance to take a look at,
Correct. This is just the first communication,
right.
sending it out to the employees. It's not a step-by-step timeline. So after this communication goes out and the meetings are had, they're scheduled for next week, then at that point is when the commission and the department heads would get involved in the process.
Okay, because I see up in them steps, there was nothing in there where PAQs, we'd get to look at them. So.
Yep, that is kind of a high arching overview of the process, just communication so everyone knows what's going on. It's not a step-by-step.
Okay,
I'd be
any other
okay with it.
questions?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so there was a motion on the table. Um, Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson? Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dahlsel?
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you, Desi.
Thank you.
You guys want to take a break now or keep going?
Keep
Next.
going.
Hmm?
You can keep going.
Keep going? All right. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. North Dakota Association of Counties nominations. So they sent out, North Dakota Association of Counties sent out a letter to commissioners asking for nominations for employees or elected or department head officials to send in a nomination, and then the process, the nominations go in from all over the state, and then they choose the official or employee. So I guess I was thinking a lot about this, and I'd like to submit Carrie Boster for a nomination as a official. She's done a lot of work for us with the JDA and moved that along. So she's been with us several years. Just thought it would be appropriate to nominate Carrie.
I guess I don't understand what the whole nomination, what are we nominating him for?
It's achievement awards. Years ago, Lori Tabor was an employee. Her work, a nomination or application is submitted, and it's just recognition of the work that county employees and officials. There's an award for commissioners as well. Our North Dakota County Commissioners Association nominated or put into nomination Joan Holcomb from Montreal County as a county commissioner for the nomination. So they're the different categories: employee, elected or department official, and commissioners. So,
I think every county can submit one, correct?
Yeah,
And then,
that's right.
then I think there's a committee that goes through and reads their bio, whatever you want to call it, and then they decide
Yeah.
who actually gets the award. I've been to some of them association county meetings where
Yep.
they give to people, and
So the announcement or when they're recognized is at the Association of Counties Conference in October. So anyway,
do you need a motion?
we would
or-
need a motion
I'd
because
make a
that has
motion.
to be sent in.
I'd make a motion to put Carrie Boster's name in the running.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Heiser, second by Commissioner Olson to put Carrie Boster's name into nomination for county official recognition. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, letter of support for the UND Safe Streets for All federal grant. I was contacted by a engineer out of UND, and they're applying for a federal grant called Safe Streets for All. And it's a regional grant for this area. And I'm basically just asking for a letter of support that they will include with their application to the federal. It's through the U.S. Department of Transportation. And so it's basically, improving highways, streets, a regional plan for Western North Dakota because of the oil impact. So he had just reached out to me and asked if Dunn County would just sign a letter of support for their grant application. I think it's a good thing.
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion to assign a letter of support for the UND Safe Streets grant, federal grant.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Heiser, second by Commissioner Olson to submit a letter of support for the UND Safe Streets for All federal grant. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Okay, get that done. Okay, want to look at vouchers? We have them in front of us, and Jen had sent them out yesterday as well. What did we purchase from Saks Motor Company? Imagine.
2 3/4 ton.
Okay. 2 of them? Okay.
Sally, got a question just on this last one for wind construction, that 20, wasn't that for, shouldn't that have been for Martin Construction? I think wind was just a sub to Martin. So we get that changed. The question I got, Sally, for under capital, the J. Dunn for 664,000. What was it just, was it a whole list of things, or, I mean, from?
That's our first pay
Oh, okay, that's fine. So they actually, we pay J. Dunn pays the subcontract. Okay, all right,
Yep.
that, I got it now, thank you.
Okay.
Mike, what is that, ID trailers, 20% trailer it's got here for $8,226?
That was a heavier duty gooseneck trailer that he bought.
What's the 20% it says on there?
Probably a typo. Wouldn't be 20 tons, would it? 40,000.
Maybe 20 tons.
What's that?
Is it, do you have the trailers? Is it down payment on the trailer, or is it the full
We
trailer?
don't have it yet,
Maybe that's
Yeah.
just a down
Down
payment.
payment.
deposit.
Okay.
That's a deposit on getting a new trailer? Okay. That makes sense then now. I make a motion to approve the bills.
Okay.
Sorry, Sally.
Motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Olson to approve the bills. Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes. Motion carries. Okay. So we have a little bit till Take a 15-minute break until Southwest Water comes in at 10 o'clock. and Proseth are on Teams. So, and Dave, you're on the water board, is that right? Yep. Okay. So Jen, good morning.
Good morning.
Or Justin, good morning.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
morning to
I
you.
guess, good, I guess go ahead and we'll take it from there.
That sounds good. So I'm Justin Proseth. I'm the Southwest Pipeline Project Manager with the State Department of Water Resources. And maybe some of you may know, maybe not all, just kind of briefly how the Southwest Pipeline Project is set up. So the state owns the project, and so my role is to plan and manage the capital improvement projects, expansion projects, or major rehab or replacements. And then Jen, maybe a more familiar face to you as the manager CEO of Southwest Water Authority. Southwest Water Authority is the operation and maintenance arm of the Southwest Pipeline Project, also manages accounts. So that is her role and Southwest Water Authority's role. And then Tyson Decker is on the line, and he is a project manager with Bartlett West AECom. And they are the consultant engineers on the project, have been since really its inception in the early 80s. So they're our go-to for technical expertise, both as the state and Jen as Southwest Water Authority. To put the plans together for the projects we take on, and then advisement for operation and maintenance as well. So that's a little bit on the background of the system and how we're set up. I was asked by Commissioner Olson, I should say, to just kind of brief you on the effort for the preliminary engineering for the possibility of expansion into more of Dunn County. That came to my desk probably early springish of last year. We maybe down memory lane too as well here, as we entered into an agreement with Dunn County sometime last summer, whereby Dunn County would, because the service areas in Dunn County were not at the top of the prioritization list that we go by to pick expansion projects. So Dunn County committed to paying for the preliminary engineering. Last fall, we we entered an agreement with Bartlett West AECom, the state and SWA did, to go ahead with that preliminary engineering. The report was prepared and sent to Commissioner Olson in April. And then we had a small meeting about that with Dave and others a couple weeks ago almost. And that brings us to today. The contents of the preliminary engineering report, I'm not sure if you had a chance to review or not, but I will turn it over to Tyson Decker, our kind of expert who led the authorization of the put together report, and let him kind of take you through some high points. So Tyson, hand it over to you.
Thank you, Justin. We can maybe real quick, am I able to maybe share screens and show exhibits out of the report, and is everyone able to see those? If not, I can just walk you through it. I just want to ask before I get into it if that option is available, and if I can share screens. I can try it if that works for you guys on the screen. See if you can see the report that we did. Does that work?
Yeah, go ahead and try.
Okay. Are you able to see this?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. then I'll if it's okay with you guys, I will use this kind of as a roadmap, and pull up maps and exhibits, just to kind of help explain what the effort was. Jen, did you have any sentiments you wanted to add before I maybe walk through the report?
Not at this time. I think Justin hit on where we are with this and how it came to be very well. So let's just see where we're at. And if there's any questions, I am available.
Okay. I'm trying to blow this up so that this is large enough for everyone to see. So as Justin mentioned, really what this report is a preliminary design for Southwest Pipeline to look at what it would take to serve the waitlist users in Dunn County. Waitlist users for Southwest Pipeline and SWA are simply people that call in, ask for service, and if the system does not have capacity at that time to serve them, they are put on a wait list until a future improvement can be made. And they track these requests on their wait list by service area throughout the Southwest Pipeline project. So our work here was we grabbed all of the waitlist users for that reside within Dunn County's political boundaries, which our system isn't set up with service areas based on political boundaries. It's set up with service areas based on hydraulically connected segments. And so in this case, looking at the waitlist users, we evaluated 7 different service areas for Dunn County. This map that I'm showing, the purple borders and the purple labels are those different service areas and those service area boundaries. The red dots are the waitlist users that we had within Dunn County, that we evaluated what it would take on to serve them on a strategic improvement basis. So that's maybe the high level overview. A couple things to maybe clarify first before getting into the findings of this preliminary design. When we do these evaluations, we are looking at system pressures, and we have to comply with NDDQ requirements to maintain pressures throughout the systems for all service conditions. And so simply put, when somebody comes on or gets added to the system, that increases the demand on the system and correspondingly can decrease pressures throughout. So when we approach these on a strategic improvement basis, we're looking at adding these users as standard or pasture taps, whatever we have on our records. That adds a demand to the system, and then we go back through that whole service area and identify, okay, which areas do we need to improve to get the pressures back up. Inherently with this analysis, I threw out the term subsequent users. To us, subsequent users, or to Southwest Water Authority, who defines that, is a customer that is responsible for furnishing, installing, and maintaining the service line from the Southwest Pipeline distribution system connection to the user's meter pit. So this analysis, you see the red dots, and even in the later exhibits, we are not including the service lines to these individual customers. We have an assumption in there on where they would connect, and we are adding capacity to the main line that they would connect to provide service to them. Okay, that's subsequent users. Talked about the 7 service areas. I do want to mention maybe 2 more things before I get into the findings. At least conceptually and with our work authorization, this does include the service to manning. So we are adding service demand to the system to serve the community of Manning on an individual basis, as well as the rural users. And then maybe inherently with this, and this is a common question we get asked, when we do this sort of analysis, do we build in future capacity to the whole system so that people down the road can come on and connect at a later date? And historically with Southwest Pipeline, they do these same strategic improvements throughout all the service areas, or at least we haven't done them throughout all the service areas, but we prioritize each service area and take the top one and then do a strategic improvement. Really that the strategic improvement efforts are trying to get the people that want water service, and we're trying to do it efficiently and cost effectively in that regard. So we haven't added additional future capacity with these types of projects because the cost to do so becomes significantly higher, just because we are taking an entire distribution system and we have to make assumptions on where people might connect and add capacity throughout the entire service area. And so it instantly becomes less viable and a significantly higher capital cost. So with that, that's just maybe some background information. Are there any questions before maybe I dive into the results of what we got on this report?
Any questions? I guess not at this time.
Okay, thank you. So I kind of skipping over, but the meat and potatoes of this is we took the waitlist users. We did not call those individual waitlist users as part of this PER, as that can lead to changes. People may say they no longer want service. Generally, when we start calling these people, we may get additional users, and that leads to some fluidity in these designs, whether that's the preliminary design or the final design. So knowing that, we didn't call the waitlist users, we just took what we had and we were looking at, okay, what's it cost from a preliminary design basis for a planning basis to serve these waitlist users. That's what this table that I'm showing is really presenting. Can you guys see that? Do I need to blow it up?
I can't see it.
Okay.
Can't really see it.
How's that? Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. So these are the list of improvements throughout the respective service areas to serve those waitlist users. DB1 service improvement is in reference to our Davis Buttes service area, which there are 5 waitlist users that are in Dunn County served by Davis Buttes. So we have a description of those improvements and then a preliminary design project cost estimate of $711,000, which gets to a cost per ESU. I realize that we have a lot of acronyms, so ESUs for Southwest Pipeline are what we call equivalent service units. Those are simply put design service units that we use on a design basis to quantify flows, given our design criteria, which has usage charts and projections and diversification principles built into it. So simply put, 5 waiting list ESUs would be 5 standard users. Pasture taps are a half a service unit, and then high consumptions are 1.25 for high consumption 1, 1.5 service units for high consumption 2, and 1.75 for high consumption 3. So really what this is saying for Davis Butte service area, we have 3 improvements, which are parallel pipes and a PRV at a cost of $711,000 for 5 users. We have quantified that throughout New Raddick, there isn't much in New Raddick, and I believe that that's largely because a few years ago we being Southwest Pipeline did a strategic improvement in the New Raddick service area, so that there's only 2 waiting list ESUs currently in there. One of those could be served with a switch to the service direction in the service area for that person. The second one is a fairly high cost at 1 waiting list ESU at $276,000. Dunn Center service area, which this includes the community of Manning. We do have 3 improvements, 3 separate areas of improvements listed. The biggest one being this first one at 63.75 waiting list ESUs. That is where the community of Manning could be served at a project cost of $3.6 million, which is $57,000 per user. These other 2 are also within Dunn Center, not specifically tied to the same area as DC1, but there's 15.5 waiting list ESUs for DC2 for $618,000 and 2 waiting list users for DC3. I can walk through the maps and show these 2. I'm just going through the numbers. And then the last area with improvements is Halliday service area. There's quite a number of improvements to Halliday to serve those 17 waiting list ESUs that are currently out there. The table does run on to page 4 of the report. There are, as I mentioned when I started, there are 7 service areas. The Taylor, Kildare Mountain, and Fairfield service area, we do not list any current improvements in there due to not having a wait list users in those 3 service areas that reside in Dunn County. So that's the preliminary analysis for the strategic improvement. The report, we did do a transmission analysis, because anytime we do add people to the system, we need to make sure that the arteries of the water network, that being our transmission mains and storage reservoirs and transmission pump stations, are sized appropriately to handle these additional flows. And we did not find any deficiencies with the transmission that would preclude or prevent these strategic improvements from happening, which is why there is not a cost table for the transmission analysis. We do have our analysis within this report, which is predominantly for the state, just telling what went into that analysis. And then page 8 through 11 of the report just talks a little bit about the assumptions and the analysis done for each of those service area improvements. I will spare going through those and reading those. If there are any questions, though, I would be happy to answer them. I showed this map at the start, which is the overall map. Following that is each of those improvements listed with our service network and where those improvements would be located. We go through each of those. This one, DC1, would be the improvements required for these waitlist users shown on this map on a rural basis, as well as the service to Manning. And the cost estimate tables that are referenced in the table I showed you prior are provided in Exhibit be here. And then the last exhibit is who is currently on the wait list and assumed in this preliminary design. So with that, I will stand for any questions.
So I have a question as far as Manning. So are these outside the actual village of Manning? Because Manning is currently part of Southwest Water's pipeline. Well, not the city yet, but.
Okay. So maybe to explain a little bit, and there was a number of discussions. I know there's a Manning project going on right now to reinstall lines and meter pits for individual customers from a Southwest pipeline basis. The current service to Manning is it's a demand contract, but it's based on service to correct me if I'm wrong, Jen, but is it 35 ESUs?
I believe that's right.
Okay. Okay. So on our system, we're providing flow and assuming flow to 35 services within the community of Manning. There's more than that. I believe there's 52 or 53 services within the community of Manning. And in order for Southwest Pipeline to serve them on a individual user basis, we would want to adhere to our design criteria, which would increase the conveyance capacity to what's actually there, being the 52 or 53 services that currently reside in the community of Manning. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. Questions? How much is the Holiday project?
Sorry, I am have to go back and reference it. So the Holiday Service Area project is 2.6 or 2,667,000 is the estimate for the Holiday Service Area. And that project is HA1, which is service to these waitlist users.
And I just want to comment on that, like Tyson did mention it before, and it's been stated multiple times that that amount of money, that project that is being proposed is to improve the Southwest Pipeline project side so that there's capacity for those customers. This does not bring water directly to these customers' yards.
Kind of some of the questions I think we're going to have to answer before we proceed with this project. You know, one, I think we need to put a survey out there, whatever you want to call it, and see if there's anybody else that would want to be on the wait list or get on this project. And then two, if we do this, how many are actually going to pay to get onto the pipeline? Because we're not paying to get it to their yard, you know, it's only going to get, they'd have to connect where the current pipeline is. So I think there were a couple of questions we would have to have answered before we'd say, yeah, go ahead and do this, you know. And I don't know how do we go about that?
I guess I got a question for whoever wants to answer it. How many years down the road before any of these projects can possibly be looked at to be done?
I can take that. Yeah, so with the funding contribution from Dunn County, and if that, you know, that's been the case for the preliminary engineering, if that were to be committed to for final engineering and then construction, that puts you in a real good position for timing. You wouldn't have to wait until our prioritization matrix gets to it where the, you know, it would be state funds that way. So if committed to, I think we could start with final design soon after we get official action and an agreement in place for that to go forward. And I don't want to commit to it 100%, but possible to start next year. And probably our hydraulic improvement projects usually go 2 years without the funding contribution. And if it being on the matrix, it will be, probably 2-3 years or possibly more.
And when Justin's speaking of the matrix, that's our list of areas. As Tyson was talking about initially, is that Dunn County encompasses 7 of those service areas. So if it were to be our prioritization, it would just be a portion of what's being presented now that we would be able to fund or do in the next couple of years if it rose to the top of that list.
Thanks, Jen. Good clarification.
And I'll maybe jump in too, if it's okay, just speaking in terms of if this project or decision was made to go forward with it, we would most likely be able to get a final design authorized, and then we're looking at 4 to 6 months to design it. The unknown part that Justin's mentioning goes back to the fluidity comment that I made with these waitlist users. And if we know which waitlist users are on the system and it's set, the final design is fairly quick to design and get out for bid. But that hasn't been our experience with these types of projects. What seems to happen is you have a wait list. Our general practice on Southwest Pipeline is we do the same preliminary design for the selected service area that's at the top of the prioritization matrix. And we get an idea of what the cost is and make a decision to move forward into final design. As part of that final design effort, then we would be calling each one of those waitlist users and looking for a commitment from them to ensure that they do want water, and then they're included in this. That process generally lends that some people decline, some stay on, some change maybe where they want service, and then word gets out and there's a bunch of people that start calling. And we take those calls. The maybe part of the issue with that is they will go indefinitely, right, if you let them. And so trying to get a project out and actually get it constructed is in direct conflict with trying to get every one of these waitlist users that want water on the list. And so that can draw a schedule out significantly if that happens.
I got another additional question to that. Excuse me. As far as funding for Southwest Water, say Dunn County does put some money into this, what is Southwest Water's ability to have money to do these projects?
Yeah, I can start that one again too. So Southwest pipeline project, I guess, owned by the state, we provide the funds for those hydraulic improvement projects that are on top of the prioritization list. But we don't have any policy to cost share if not on top of the prioritization list. So as of now, there would not be any state funding cost share because it isn't on top. We're just focused on those ones that the one project that's on top, one at a time, and then we go to the next. And typically we do one per biennium, so one every 2 years, hydraulic improvement projects.
I have a question as far as if we move ahead with this and move up on the priority list, what happens to who was the top priority? I mean, obviously they would move down, but what's the effect with the priority list as it stands now?
Yeah, I can take that one again. So I guess the idea was if Dunn County were to commit to the funds, that we would have them go concurrently, because really the limiting factor for us are the funds. So if Dunn County committed, we would do a Dunn County project theoretically, as well as our uh, top project in the prioritization matrix at the same time.
Thank
It
you.
would, it would potentially stretch our resources some, so we'd have to figure that out to some degree. Primarily thinking of Tyson's staff, but that's the idea.
Thank you.
You know,
Any other questions?
Well, I'm really skeptical about the county being involved in a water process, water utility business, whatever, are funding it, because, I think our state is more financially sound than we are for that. Just wondering the pushback we're gonna get. I get it, because people have been waiting forever for water, but I just wonder where we stand in this as a county to supply water lines. I struggle with that. Because there's, we're into building roads and everything else, but this is a whole new venture for the county. So I'm not saying I'm totally against it, but I'm just real skeptical about how this is going to be perceived and financially, what's really going to cost us. If it's the $8.8 million, that's quite an investment in oil being kind of up and down. And so I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence.
I guess I feel water is a good investment for our people in the county. Everybody needs water. It seems like every year we got different times of the year anywhere we're in drought, and a lot of these are pasture taps for cattle, for people's houses, everything. Some wells are turning bad as time goes on, so people are needing water. So I think it's a good place to invest in our people of the county, to be able to give them water. And we're not really in the water business. Southwest Pipeline would still be doing their full construction. They'd be the ones managing it. So we're just the funds behind it,
I wonder if any other counties in the state have ever helped provide cost share.
Jen, did you have a
Yes,
comment? Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to note, like he had said that, the oil and the funds or whatever for the county is from oil. The Department of Water Resources and the Water Development is the Resources Trust Fund, which is oil and gas extraction money as well. And as things, slow off or level off in production, like that funding is also becoming less and less each year, meaning that the projects that we're able to fund are less and less each year as well. So funding is always an issue when it comes to water.
Well, I feel we've got a lot of information to process, so I think to, take some time and look into this in a little more detail before a decision is made. But sure appreciate you all being on teams and presenting the information to us.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. The question was, what about cost overrun? Who's liable for cost overrun on these projects?
Yeah, I can take that as well. I think that would be something that would have to be addressed in a agreement we have between the state and Dunn County. My early thought is that, if it being a Dunn County funded project, would be fully Dunn County's responsibility if there are overruns, or, if there's change orders, I guess is what I think of when I think of overruns, some additional cost than originally thought with the estimate.
So the project would be bid, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Madam Chairman, would there be any way we could get copies of, like the map and project?
You've got it in your
Yeah.
email.
Do I have it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was sent out ahead of time.
okay. Sorry about that.
Anything else? Well, I appreciate you taking the time for us, and we'll, I guess, discuss this further and look into it a little more and be in touch with you all.
That sounds good.
Thanks for your
Yeah, thanks
time.
for your
Yeah.
time. And
Thank you very
let
much.
us know if you would like us back too. Thank you.
Sure, you bet. Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
So that was listed as, well, not really. We want to table discussion for now, or,
I've got a question for Davey, and you kind of worked on a project, so were they just gonna run like a main line, and then if you were a mile off, you'd be responsible to,
Yeah, there'll be no hookups to private people.
okay, so it would be up to,
Be up to the private
it
individual
could
to
be
hook up
1,
to the
2,
line.
3 mile, I mean, whatever, I don't know what it is, but,
And that
so
was
it
one
would
of
be
the-
up to the end user to tie into the line.
Yeah, this was more parallel piping and pump stations and things like that to improve the capacity in the line that's there. So they would be responsible to get from the main line to wherever.
and is it my understanding that, I mean, it would only be one area at a time? You couldn't do it all at once. Is that what he had said?
Well, I think we could approve it all as one big project, and then, but they would only have so many construction people working on different areas at a time.
I mean, this would take a few years, not
He said
Couldn't be.
2, I think is what he said, yeah,
to do all of it.
to do all of it.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a few pretty long parallel pipes and stuff like that they got to trench in, and yeah, there was a lot of scope to the project there.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, my big question is, are the people, are they willing to pay to hook up to that line if it's still a mile from their house or not, you know?
Yeah.
That would be nice to see what some of them costs are, like for most 2-inch line, whatever, per foot.
Mhm.
Because there'll be a lot of questions, because some people probably will be all about it, and
That's just it. I think some people are gonna want to be all for it, and some are gonna not be able to afford to hook onto it, even if it is available, you know?
right. It's
Yeah.
good information.
Okay. Do we want to table this until we have a little more time to consider
Yeah, I think
all the information?
table it and think on it for a meeting and bring it back. I'll motion to table.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Olson, second by Commissioner Kleeman to table further action on the Southwest Water Pipeline project. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Sandy, we're running behind now, but
Good morning. Have a few things. First, if we could approve the 2 CUPs from Central Specialties and Medley Welding.
Need a motion to approve the conditional use permits for Medley Welding and Central Specialties. I'd make that motion.
I'll second.
motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to approve the 2 conditional use permits from Central Specialties and just Central Specialties.
And Medley Welding.
Medley
Welding.
Welding.
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
The next, we have the first reading to the amendment, the text amendment for the mining, where we're removing the archaeology study. We'll do the first reading today, and then we'll do the second reading in 2 weeks, and then we'll advertise it for 30 days, and then it'll become effective.
Question is that, is it legal to do that?
The question was brought to me that if we're using public funds, do we need archaeology studies? We are crushing it ourselves, correct?
Right,
Okay.
yes, and it's very costly and cumbersome for us to deal with some of them issues. And I think, Sandy, you did some research. There was like, we were only 2 in the whole state of North Dakota that does it.
There was about 5 of us.
5.
Yeah.
So do we need a motion to
Approve the first reading.
approve the first reading?
And I will double check for the second reading that it's not illegal with our state's attorney.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So we need a motion to approve the first reading, to move the process.
I'll make that motion to approve the first reading.
Is there a second? Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the first reading of the, what is it called again?
Mining text
Mining
amendment.
and mining text amendment regarding the archaeological study. Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Then just if you were not at the hearing on May 12th, we did table the amendment to the wind energy ordinance. We did take public comment, and we will be getting a steering committee together to look at those public comments. So at this time, we don't need any action on that, but I just wanted you to be aware. We did move our next planning and zoning hearing to June 16th. June 9th it was our regular scheduled hearing, and that is the night of election, and so it just does not work to have both of those at the same night. But at the June 16th hearing, we will hold it back here. I think we'll be able to be fine then. We did have a good crowd. I thought we had about 60, would you say, at the hearing on, I think. So had some good input, so we'll be discussing that. Okay. A conference that is held by, we are 13 states from Alaska to Arizona. 3 years ago, I was elected to the board of Western Planner, and last October, I was elected as the treasurer. So it is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this year in August. So I will need permission to be able to attend that since it's out of state.
Make the motion to approve Sandy's travel to the convention.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to approve out-of-state travel for Sandy Rhodey to attend the Planners Conference. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
And once we get that steering committee for the wind energy ordinance and get the changes, I will send that out to you with what will be proposed at the next hearing, so you have it a little ahead of time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Portfolio reports, anything?
Oh, we were up at the mountain yesterday. It's moving along real well, so hopefully before fall hits, we'll have pavement up there.
It's great. I bet they'll be
Oh.
very happy for that.
Linda Vegan especially. She's really waiting for it, so.
Okay. I just, as far as the airport, they received a full 50% grant for the partial taxiway, parallel taxiway, and taxi lanes project, and the lighting package. And that grant was from the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission. And the fly-in is June 20th. That's a Saturday. And after the fly-in, they'll start construction on the taxiway. So it's good. Okay. I guess we've covered everything on the agenda. I'd just like to say that Memorial Day is coming up. So on behalf of all of us, we want to recognize Memorial Day and honor the brave men and women who gave their lives in service to our nation, and express our sincere appreciation to our staff, including all veterans and military families in our county. Thank you for your continued hard work and service. So here's wishing everyone a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you. Anything else? We look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Clayman, second by Commissioner Olson to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned at 10:46 a.m. Thank you, everyone.